Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, I know it's been a while since I've posted, and I do apologize for that, but it was because I had gone back home to India and now I'm back in London, which is why I'm going to post more regularly. So, if any of y'all have missed any recent updates, I do apologize. But today's video is going to be all about the recent updates that have been issued since I last made a visa update video, and this is going to be really crucial because unlike the other YouTube channels, this YouTube channel is specifically for healthcare professionals, whether you are a physiotherapist, occupational therapist, radiographer, biomedical scientist, or even a nurse. So, without wasting any more time, I just want to let you know that if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, my handle is physiotherapy in UK. So, do follow me on Instagram because I do post weekly and daily updates on there. But starting with the first and the most important update is the first update about the work visa. So, just in terms of the work visa, in case any of y'all have been worried about whether you fall under the Tier 2 skilled worker visa, that is, if you do not work for an NHS trust and you work for a private company, or if you work for any NHS trust, you are eligible to apply for the health and care worker visa. But for both of these trusts, the sort of key guidelines related to additional work. So this means that the 37.5 hours of work that you are allowed to do, which is your full-time job, is there, but also other than that, many individuals were allowed to work additionally. Now the guideline around this was that you were allowed to work for 20 additional hours every single week. Now, this was made in place so that you do not overwork and stress yourself with additional duties and responsibilities while you are in the UK. So, one of the biggest updates about this guideline is that if you are looking to seek additional work and if you want to supplement your income with any sort of income stream related to the NHS, you are now going to be allowed to do that. But this guideline still applies if that work is outside your named NHS trust. So, what that means is you will have a certain NHS trust named on your certificate of sponsorship. That is, when you apply for your visa, you will be handed the certificate of sponsorship from a particular named trust. Now, if you continue to work for that particular NHS trust in your additional hours, you are eligible to work for more than 20 hours. So, say for example, I work for Oxford NHS Trust, I will be allowed to work for more than 20 hours per week for Oxford NHS Trust. Now, if I work, say, maybe for Oxford NHS Trust and I'm working for Cambridge NHS Trust as my additional work, then the rule still applies that I'll only be allowed to work for 20 hours limit. I hope that's a little bit clear for all of you. If not, let me know in the comments below and I will try clarifying it. But what I'm essentially trying to say is if you want to make additional money, you will be allowed to work for more than 20 hours if you are working in the same trust as what is named on your certificate of sponsorship. And I think this is a huge bonus for all of us NHS professionals working because this allows us not only to seek employment within our trust and pick up bank shifts, but also it allows us to gain extra income which can supplement our present cost of living crisis around the UK generally. Now, for those of you who are not aware, there is something also known as the NHS professionals, which is basically, it's like a company or a group of companies that is said to find locums or to find NHS professionals who can supplement the bank shifts, that is a weekend shift or a night shift. Now, again, if you work under the named trust that is under, say, Oxford NHS and you continue to work under Oxford NHS through the NHS professionals, you will be allowed to work for more than 20 hours. But if not, then that barrier of 20 hours per week still applies to you and you will have to maintain that barrier and work less than 20 hours. Now, be aware while I'm saying that this is a great way to supplement your sort of additional income, do be aware that you will have to still pay taxes. So according to the going rate, even whether you're a band 5 or a band 6 professional, you will have to pay around 20% tax on whatever additional income you will be making in the year. Now, the second major update that I want to share that many people have been asking me about on my YouTube page and on my Instagram page is, Nikita, how long do you think the health and care worker visa is going to be applicable? Now, for those of you who do not know what the health and care worker visa is, let me tell you that this is like a golden ticket and a golden opportunity for us as healthcare professionals to come into the UK. I cannot emphasize how many times I've said this on my channel, but it's a really important visa. And if you don't know about it, please check out this video where I've explained all of that in detail. Now, another key point about this visa is if you want to apply for this visa, you firstly need to be a registered professional and get a job. Now, if you have difficulties around any of that, please do not forget to book a one-to-one session with me, and I'm going to leave the link above but also below in the description box. Feel free to reach out to me so that I can help you with your HCPC applications, but also with your job applications. But coming right to the topic of this particular visa. Now, just in terms of the health and care worker visa, as you are aware, this visa was started by the UK government last year on the 15th of February, that is 15th of February 2022. And they sort of started it as a pilot program, hoping to start it for a year, see if it actually helps the UK economy, helps to tackle the sort of NHS crisis that has been happening over the last few years. And it was obviously made as a sort of pilot attempt, and they said that they would sort of have this only for a year long. And if you are aware, obviously 15th February 2023 is when this sort of timeline comes up. Now, the good news around this is that they haven't officially issued any statement saying that they are going to stop this visa or they are considering to stop this visa. Now, that being said, the UK government hasn't officially said that it wants to continue this visa either. So that puts us in a sort of gray spot right here in the middle. And I would say that if you are in the middle of applying for an application or making a visa application, please do not waste any more time. Go ahead, make those applications as soon as possible, because right now we are in a sort of gray spot as we are approaching the year end for the health and care worker visa. And this is a very important visa route for all of us healthcare professionals. So if you are making your application, or if you've got a job, you're doing your pre-employment checks, you don't know how long it takes, please watch this video. But if you are doing your pre-employment checks, try and finish those processes as quickly as you possibly can. And this will basically help you just to sort of make your visa application sooner and hopefully get a visa sooner and come in the UK and meet me. Now, the last sort of update that I want to share in this video is again related to the work visa, but students, do not be disheartened because this applies for you. So say for example, you were a student, in the UK, and you wanted to sort of transition on to work. The option obviously that was available for you is to go from student visa to PSW to work visa, and you will know that that has not been my journey. I directly transitioned from student visa to my work visa. Now, obviously, while doing this, one of the key catches for all of us from the previous batches was that we needed to make sure that we completed our degree before we switched to our work visa. Now, that is not a catch anymore. So the UK government has recently announced that it would allow students to sort of transition directly between the student visa to their work visa. So the only sort of important thing to remember over here is that you will be obviously eligible to apply for your work visa while you are completing your degree or while you are in the process of completing your degree. But you need to still find a sponsor who's willing to sponsor your work visa, just so that you will be able to sort of get that sponsorship and apply for your work visa in due time. Now, why do I think this is a brilliant route for you students is for two reasons. First of all, obviously switching on to the health and care worker visa is a much cheaper route as compared to going on the PSW, where I'm sure you know that each application alone costs about £1,500. Whereas your health and care worker visa may just cost you around £300. So that's going to be a way cheaper alternative to the PSW. But the second reason is that it actually sets you up for if you want to settle up in the UK or if you want to get your PR into the UK. Because let me remind you that while you are on your student visa or while you are on your PSW, none of that time is considered towards your settlement status or towards your ILR or towards your PR of the UK. So now if you are confused about what is a PR in the UK, what is the ILR that I'm talking about, please do not forget to check out this video where all of that is explained. But remember, the sooner you get on the route to getting your work visa, the sooner it sets you up to get your ILR and your PR in the UK, and possibly if you even want to get your British citizenship. So this is another golden opportunity for all of us healthcare professionals and working professionals in the UK to sort of get that ILR and the PR. And I would highly recommend that you read more about it and do not limit yourself to this video. But that's it, guys. And I really hope that you continue to watch my channel and subscribe to it. And if you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Bye.